Old Gassy tossed his pillow on the ground and knelt down. Glean, across from him, was puzzled as to why he would do such a thing. Suddenly, a huge stone descended from above their heads. It was a platform covered with food. But strangely, all that remained on top were scraps of food. Yet Gassy across from him began eating ravenously. The perplexed Glean looked up and discovered that there were 2 people on each level above. He understood then, they were on the 48th floor, which meant this food had already been through 48 meals. Gassy reminded Glean to eat a little, but Glean found it utterly disgusting and said he wasn't hungry. Gassy told him there was only 1 meal a day here, and if he didn't eat, he would just go hungry. Glean had no choice but to take an apple, planning to eat it when he got hungry. Soon, the giant stone began to descend. Gassy picked up the wine bottle, finished it off, then threw it down and even spat. Glean was puzzled as to why he would do this, but Gassy told him that the people below would eat it anyway. At this moment, Glean felt the room starting to heat up. Gassy informed Glean it was because of the apple he had taken, and the food only belonged to them when the platform stopped at their level. If they stole food, the temperature in the room would rise and burn them all to ashes. Glean had no choice but to throw the apple down, and soon the room temperature returned to normal. The next day, the platform delivered the food according to the scheduled time as usual. Glean still couldn't let go of his dignity and didn't eat a single bite. Gassy said he was wasting it and didn't deserve to stay on this level. Glean curiously asked him how many levels there were in total here. Gassy said he didn't know either. The lowest he had ever been to was level 132, where there was no food left at all. Glean felt puzzled, wondering how he survived a month with nothing to eat. At this point, Gassy suddenly took out a knife and said he naturally had other ways. 3 days later, the starving Glean finally couldn't hold out any longer. He gingerly grabbed a green bean and tasted it. On this day, a woman unexpectedly descended on the platform. Glean hurried over to ask her what was going on. Gassy beside him warned Glean not to meddle. She was a crazy woman who came down every month to look for her child. Soon the giant stone descended again, but the 2 men on the lower level, upon seeing a woman, directly dragged her away. Glean saw this and shouted for them to stop, but after a scream, the woman actually crawled back onto the stone by herself. Those 2 men never appeared again. At this point, Glean finally realized how terrifying this prison was. That night, the sudden smell of anesthetic gas wafted in. Gassy told Glean they were about to change floors soon and hoped they could go to a good place. Everyone quickly fell into a drowsy sleep. When Glean woke up, he found himself tightly tied to the bed, and Gassy walked over with ill intent. Because they had been assigned to level 171, by the time they got here, the food was long gone. After saying this, Gassy took out his knife.